Alright, you're going to start out with your magazine pages like this. You'll rip them all out of your magazine. You'll need 1 or 2 magazines to make the whole thing. And you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half. Hot dog ways, that's what my teachers used to say in primary school. So hot dog ways, lengthwise, you're going to fold it in half. Unfold it, and then you're going to fold into the crease. Like so. So each side's going to go in to meet the crease. Scooch these out of the way. Then you're going to fold in to meet the crease again. So take this side and fold it over to meet the crease. Smooth down the crease, try to get it as even as possible. Fold in to meet the other crease. So it looks like that. Now you're going to fold along that first crease, that original crease. You're going to fold it in half. All right, so you've got that done. Set it aside. I'm going to set it under my tape dispenser to just kind of keep that crease so it doesn't unfold on me. And you're going to do the same thing with all your sheets. So this is something good to do while you're watching a movie or listening to an audiobook, or maybe even just having a conversation with a friend. So fold and then fold it in half. Set it over there. And eventually you're going to do every single sheet in your magazine. If you want a bigger bowl, you're going to do every single sheet in 2 magazines. Fold in. I like to fold it over just to kind of recrease. And then you're going to fold into the center again, like so, and then fold in half. And as you do this, we're going to attach them all together in the end, but it's easiest right now. Just take some tape, put it over one end, grab another one of these and line it up. Try not to have any overlap between the 2 pages. You're going to tape it over. You're going to actually overlap a little on the edge there. That's going to hold it together. And what I'm doing for mine is I tape 3 together at a time, and then I kind of toss it aside and make a big pile of 3 together. So 3 together, that's kind of a manageable size. I toss it aside, and then I do more, and I make a big pile of the 3s, and then we're going to connect all of them the exact same way. So a little piece of tape with a little overlap to hold them together after you've got all of it done. So this might take, if you get bored with it or your hands get tired, take a break, watch a different movie, go for a walk, and then come back to it. And when you're looking at the paper, you might think, oh, I like the color better on this side than that side. So whatever side you want it to be on, whatever color you want to face, that's the side when you fold it in half that should face out. But you're only going to see just a tiny bit of this color when we're done. Again, you're folding them in half, lining them up kind of like this. I find it easiest to get a piece of tape, stick it on one side, kind of in the middle there, then to line them up like this, and then flip over the overlap like that. And you don't need it to be, you don't need to leave the top part open. In fact, you want to tape that over because it's going to make it easier when we get to the end when we coil it all up. So keep doing that until you have a huge pile. We take all our chains of 3 and we're going to connect them. We're going to connect them the same way we connected the other ones. Put a piece of tape down, line it up, and overlap a little bit. And keep doing that until you have a huge chain. It's going to be kind of unwieldy, so make sure you've got a little bit of space while you're working on it. All right, so this is my giant chain. And then this is the finicky part. You're going to coil it up. So coil as tight as you can into a huge coil. So you're just going to keep folding, folding, folding and coiling. Your hands might get tired partway through. Do not let go of the coil because it will unfurl, but you could use a rubber band or a bulldog clip, or even just stick it under your arm if you need a break. But you want to keep coiling and lining it up so it's pretty even all the way through. And it's going to get, because of the way I threw mine around, kind of just tossed it, things get a little kinky. But you want to make sure when you're rolling it up that it's all straight. And if one place where you taped seems to be coming undone, just add a little bit of extra tape to hold it together. In fact, in this one, I'm gonna take it apart and just add a little tape right there. You don't want too much tape where it gets sort of bulky where the tape lines are, but you do want to keep it together. And after you Mod Podge it, the tape will be less important to hold it together because your Mod Podge is going to help. It seals it and holds it together. But for right now, we really need that tape. And some of these spots, I was trying to be conservative with the tape, but maybe a little too much. So you can see how big it's getting. And this is just one magazine. If you do two, you'll get a bigger bowl in the end, but you're gonna have a bigger coil to make. And kind of pull it tight, hold the middle, pull on the end to tighten it up as you go. Because you want it really tight, but you want to try to keep it even for right now. Okay, when you get to the end, you're gonna have a coil. Like I said, mine is one magazine, but it'll make a, I don't know, that's maybe 4 or 5 inches across bowl. You're gonna take some tape, this end here that's sticking up, you're gonna tape down. In fact, I'm gonna use 2 pieces of tape just to be on the safe side because I don't want it to uncoil. So I've got it all together, really tight, held together. All right, the next part is kind of tricky, but you're gonna shape your bowl. So do it very slowly and carefully because you don't want it all to uncoil because you're gonna have to start over. Start to form it, lift it up slowly. If you go too fast, it's gonna uncoil and you're going to have to do it again. So you can see it's starting to form a bowl. Push just a little till you get to the height that you want. And then once you get to the height you want, you can use a ruler to kind of try to even it out a little bit. Measure on the side. So we come up to about 9 1/4. You can spin it, about 9 1/4. I think the bottom's not quite even. If you got a level, you can use a level, but I'm sort of eyeballing it. I just want to make sure it's not going to topple over. I mean, if a kitty hits it, it's going to fall over, but you want it to not topple over, just, you know, on its own. So kind of eyeball it. And once you're happy with that and where it's at, you can see the sides of it. I might make mine just a teensy bit taller. Pull up just on the sides a little. You might have even lines on here. They might not be quite even. That's okay too. Whatever looks good to you. I'm gonna eyeball it just a little more. All right, we're gonna call that good. So I'm gonna go get my supplies so that we can Mod Podge it to hold it all together. We're ready to finish our bowl. So I've got some Mod Podge. There's going to be some in your kit. I've got a bowl. I'm going to pour some Mod Podge in the bowl. And this is going to seal it. It's a glue, but it's also kind of a sealant. Ours is glossy. They also make matte if you want yours not to be glossy. But I love shiny things. Kind of like a cat that way. And I've got a sponge brush. And I put down a little bit of paper to cover my work surface because this is going to get a little messy. So I'm going to set my bowl down like that so I can do the outside right now. I'm going to be generous with the Mod Podge, but not glob it on. It looks like it's going to cover it in white, but when it dries, it's going to be clear and shiny. And we're just going to try to get every surface. This helps hold it all together. It also helps seal it a little bit. It's not included in your kit, but if you want to seal your bowl just a little bit more, you can get a spray acrylic sealer at most craft stores or on the internet and spray that around too. Now your bowl is not going to be water safe. Don't put soup in it. It's not meant for food anyhow. It's meant to be a decorative bowl. You can store your keys in there, rings, perfume or makeup, your wallet, little things, but not food things unless they're wrapped up. You could put some candy in there, I suppose, if they're wrapped up candies. But you don't want to put loose chocolates or anything. We're going to cover all around. You're probably going to get some Mod Podge on your hands. Don't worry about it. It's safe enough, and it'll wash off. And actually, once it dries, you can do that really fun thing where you get to peel the glue off. I don't know if any of you remember that from when you were in primary school, but it's pretty fun. At least I think so. Now, once you get the glue all the way around, usually what I like to do so that I don't end up getting it stuck to the paper and ripping, having to rip the paper, I'll sort of take like a pinky or something small so I don't move too much of it and push it to one side of the paper so it doesn't totally dry to the glue that you got on the paper. We're going to let that dry. We'll come back and we'll do the inside. All right, so the outside of our bowl has dried. So we're going to do the inside, and same thing to the inside. We're just going to paint the glue around, try to coat it. Try not to have too many big globs of it, but you want to cover it to help stiffen it up and also protect it in case you should spill a little bit of liquid on it. And also it holds all the coils together. And we're going to let that dry.